Good evening and welcome everybody. It's everyone has for Simply Chinko, and we are going to be um, working on some TitansGrave documentation tonight. So if anyone is interested in following along of some power um, have some resources that we've been using. This is the Techno Fantasy book. We have the uh, 4 rule book. Best so this is all the material for base game of Fantasy Age, which is again a 3d6 system similar to D&D, but legally distinct. Um, they have kind of some of their own. They have some of their own interesting rules and ideas, and there's cool stuff and weird stuff, and you know all sorts in here. So if you would like to get a copy of any of this stuff, you can go to Green Ronin, Green Ronin Publishing. And there are a few items that are no longer available. So the TitansGrave actual module book is not available on Green Ronin. You can find it kind of around. Some cases it is like on eBay, or you might be able to find it on some random site. I think Board Game Geek had a couple of copies at one point. So you may still be able to find it. It's becoming rarer because people have just been like, I mean, in some cases, people have just been keeping it because it's got Will Wheaton's name on it. At any rate, the um, core book for TitansGrave is something that we will be delving into fairly regularly. We are not going to spending a lot of time in it tonight, except to grab spatial coordinates, latitude, longitude for some of the various locations that I've put on the map. In this particular one, I have in fact like inked up on the map and posted interesting little things and put like little notes of places that I would like label. So may not be everybody else's preference, but works for me. Let's see. Anybody who is interested in donating to Game On to Lupus Go Tell 2026 campaign, feel free and click the link or scan the QR code down below. You can go and find Go Tell, and it's on a lot of different Twitch and YouTube videos. So if you have any other friends who are donating to GoTel, the Lupus Foundation of America, um, please go ahead and feel free. We are trying to support scientific research as well as helping people through direct action and um, awareness. So trying to get the word about it, get the word out about what lupus actually is and what it isn't. Um, so it is an autoimmune disease that affects well many people. And in fact, some of the issues are that it's really difficult to detect because it kind of hides itself as many other things. And it's only after, like, usually direct testing for does this person have lupus, that somebody finds out that they have lupus. And it's only then that the treatment regimen can even start. And even with that, it's not always 100% reliable. Um, so last time we were working on the uh, yep, Skyside Stronghold, and this time I wanted to discuss at least some of the approaches to what we're doing outside of the city walls. So I put anything on it. Cool. Uh, chapter elements. Okay, so what do we want people to be able to? One more time. Interview with Voss, right? So we are doing the interview with Voss as that chapter, which will include a discussion of who Voss is in terms of the greater overarching story. Um, most of which is already in the module book. So, don't necessarily, I mean, I'll go over it eventually, but this time we want to talk a bit about, like, what's outside the city walls. Where are, where's the party going? So, in terms of outline, this actually works. So, for Shooting the Moon, this is all right. The party discovered from Voss. There, one known active portal. Realm of the Prophet, a basically pocket prison. Is when it leads home say it located at. We can just type in the actual coordinates here. Moon perch located here. Oh, that's latitude. That's good. Actually, I don't remember how I actually did all this. Right. Okay. Degrees south and okay. Yeah, we'll stick in south here for now, and then come back to it. And degrees west. Located in the. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Y'all are having a good evening or afternoon or whatever. Located in the Castigary Mountains, just the Castigaries. And then east southeast of Rockus. um, Party will need to enter the home. Enter the home via a lift hidden in the mountain pass. Elevator for those Americans. Verse potential dangers. Potential dangers of a rogue robot home. Runcible. that's our network. It's kind of big. Home itself, yep, fairly large. Um, this is just getting to the basement door. So, woo, awesome. Basement path that goes into the basement slash the gatehouse. Earlier. That's getting up to the tomb. 11. Huh. Right. So subtabs, but I think Pretty sure that's real quick. Yes, that was on. Like this. Copy down number. Funnily enough, actually going to label these or type. Or I guess I could. Actually, chapter 3. Uh, Cargo. Proc because they're doing good enough. chapter. That way we don't need to be going back and forth. Chapter 4. City. 5 is when they start exploring the city itself. Chapter 6. Sewer. Tunnel. Rats. Yep, that's good. Chapter 7. I had to use a plane to get there. Go to work. 9. 10. Thank. Actually. Who is in fact a mermaid. 11. Perch. The gatehouse, which is the mermaid. Oh, gravestone as tomb. White work, whatever. Uh, at this point, right, beyond chaos is like realizing that there's still some problems out there in the world. Um, Actually, I'm gonna give this one. restoring the balance. Um, Going outside the city walls is going to be like specifically hinting at how do we hint at all of these. So it's not just like it's not like even just a list of all of the things that you can potentially do outside. It's going to be like how do we go about hinting all of the things that are out there, and then we can start going out and finding cool stuff. Oh, by the way, new Lilith Max track dropping tomorrow. Holy hell, it's good. So I highly recommend checking out. 43 hours. This is the official lyric video that's dropping in 43 hours. The new track is called Salem, and it's all about the the oppression that women have been put under due to the um, threat that other people feel toward powerful women. The preview of the track that I heard is unbelievable. I won't say that it's entirely safe for work, but um, get yourself some earphones. You're fine. Okay. All right, chapter 13 is going to be laboratory testing. 14, 15, 16. Oop. Yeah, that's not going to work. 14. Horseman. uh, not quite right, but you know. Chapter 15. Cycle will mark with brown. Fixing a broken world. I suspect that friend fix is get a lot of credit during that one. um, one of a gnomish person on there. That works. Okay. Chapter 7. Read and hired. 5. Actually, you know what? Let's It's Brute for Chapter 2. Port mission. Rising from the ashes. Just start. Okay. 10. Here. didn't even. Not take this. Nope. Sure didn't. Here. Chapter. Good enough. Exploration. A lot. Hey, that's what happens when you actually work on stuff. Uh, better chapter title anyway. Right. Well, we're just title. Um, Party is tipped off to incident on a train because we have trains in here. I don't like how it went down in the story itself, but this is based on a little bit of the Roll for Initiative campaign that was put on by Forrest Valkai, Jesse Jervak, Ginny D was in it, a whole bunch of other people who were in this in this campaign. It's an absolute brilliant, like, masterpiece of a short campaign. I think it was 10 episodes. They had wonderful set pieces. They actually had one that was hung from the ceiling, or like whatever. Um, that was like a bunch of stalactites inside of a dwarven city, and they had their like pieces moving all around it. I was like, that's unbelievable, and I wish I could do something like that, but you know. So I don't think we actually want the party to. They should have some sort of. Hang on one sec. Sorry. They should have some sort of reason to go there, but like. Like, this should be. Oh, you know what? This is a good idea. Let's. Um. Party finds through a science task about crop blight. So this is one of the many things that I've been talking about this entire time, that they've been finding this weird crop blight that's going on. Um, a fungal um, a fungal strain that attacks wheat. Years have been engineered. Cover the origin of or grain stock or um, uh, hybridized grain or who knows what. um, a farming town on the north of Forlorn. So, all the way at the west of Tasmatra, we have the Thorn. Comes up like this, and so that's going to be right. So that's going to be the location. Like crop blight have some sort of genetic origin in the town of Aeon. O-N. I know it could be pronounced Eon, but like, you know, let's be a little bit interesting. uh, on the Esmetron Sea, which is really vague, honestly. Huh. Yeah. Almost looks like San Francisco if you turn it. Like distorted, but for that. Um, okay. Uh, After fending off an attack from, also a good question. Somewhat nearby. Like Karos. Karos is the biggest city nearby. City of Karos. Um, Karos became a rallying point for the survivors of the Cataclysm. Built and expanded, helped settlements in the Tasmetro Basin to the same scientists, computers, and all major cities maintain functional communications. Then, once the Chaos Wars broke out, people at Karos first thought they were safe behind the famed Fanged Wall. Fortunately, it wasn't an army that came to lay the city waste, it was a magical virus, the Data Plague. Hmm. Ah. Three factions that make up the triumvirate of Karos are known as the Alabaster, the Emerald, and the Golden. These groups have split up control of the city into three different areas, where every faction maintains maniples of golems, for the city's overall defense. Command of the city's army passes from one faction to the next every 2 years in order to keep the factions in balance. Alabaster golems handle the city's infrastructure and control a large force of the workers. Many mages and scientists among them who live in underground complex beneath the city rarely venture into the light, and the rest of the Karos' citizens refer to them as ghosts. I mean, rude, but understandable. Emerald golems maintain law and order in the city. They patrol the streets and punish criminals, often on the spot. Keep a special eye out for anyone not wearing an identity bracelet, which is a crime in Karos. Citizens must display one at all times, and visitors must acquire and wear a special one that marks them as non-residents. Golden golems oversee the city as a whole. They take a wider view and spend their time considering the city's place in Greater Volcana, how the people of the city can best work as a cohesive unit to further Triumvirate's plans. As a faction, the Golden Golems communicate with everyone in the city via wall-sized screens scattered about public spaces. Sometimes the factions of the Triumvirate disagree. Most of the troubles happen behind the scenes. They sometimes spill over into the public sphere. Then that the people of Karos have to decide which of the Golem factions they are most loyal. Karos began as a Saurian settlement. It's become one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. Only requirement for someone to become a citizen is to accept an ID bracelet and follow the rules of the Triumvirate. Anyone who refuses is immediately escorted outside the Fanged Wall and forbidden from ever returning to the city again. Majority of the ghosts, the mages and scientists that maintain the city from underground, are Saurian. Those who immigrate to the city cannot become ghosts. It is only native-born citizens who qualify for such positions. People covet these jobs because the ghosts are traditionally the safest people in the city. Ghosts are quiet and reclusive, suspicious of those who live above, much less any strangers and non-residents. And in stark contrast to the people who live, to the rest of the people of Karos, who are often polite to a fault. Golems have trained the citizenry to serve the greater good and often pleased to extend such generosity to total strangers. This is what we're doing right here. Okay, so the Primarch, the Golden Golem leader, will have rallied a set of, like, essentially a religious order. Um, um, right, party may meet the denizens of the town, discovering that the fungus has taken hold and jumped to humans. So the strike force is essentially trying to um, eliminate the people of the town because they are now infected. We'll be right back after ads about to start here. So, 3 minutes. Thank you so much for coming. And on that bombshell, right? We'll be right back. Sorry. Righto. At my trivia. Okay, so this particular chapter is going to, um, again, this is going to sort of related. Well, okay, sort of. It's going to be pretty much directly translated from the Roll for Initiative 2025, I believe it is. That Forrest Valkai and Jesse Jervak and Ginny D were working on last year. There are many other awesome people. I just don't know their names. Don't want to. I don't want to completely screw it up. So instead, I will give you a link to said YouTube channel. There we go. Yeah, cool. Well, it is a 10-part, 10-episode campaign. It's brilliant and amazing, and everybody should watch it if you enjoy watching actual plays. Um, um, once discovering not really. So I gotta remember what their next like 5 steps were, but essentially, party may try and discover the vector of fungus. Um, Speak with various factions and individuals involved in essentially affecting the town. work on isolating the fungus itself. Try to after the source lies upstream. River. Again, I don't need to do that. I have the latitude and longitude coordinates. Volts. South by about as close as we're gonna get. Means 0 west. That. At northwest opposite, which is a tree. Basically, the idea is that the copses were once an area of basically just desert that was terraformed 500, well, between 1,000 and 500 years ago. They had like a huge 500-year terraforming project. And Phoenix, Phoenix, now I don't remember her name, was one of the heroes of the Chaos Wars. And so, like, beforehand, was um, one of the like final era architects who was finishing terraforming project, and like this amazing amazing undertaking that they've been able to accomplish. So Phoenix was supposed to be one of the people who ends terraforming project, and it's gone as well as could be expected, if not better than expected. Um, and so they have basically this like huge thick forest over the entire area of the Thorn, basically everywhere from here to here. So humongous area, many um, many acres, square miles, dare I say, kilometers, many square kilometers of just forest. Um, so there's going to be all sorts of really cool stuff in there. Uh, they also have a druidic settlement, which will be at the northwest edge of the copses, or they're going to meet a few people, like, you know, live in balance with nature, and hopefully will come to the understanding that, oh, this may actually be fairly natural. Like this fungal infection is perhaps not entirely uh, outside of nature or whatever. So we're going to have to um, uh, scientists, guards, um, robots, uh, non-Orion robots, defending um, from intruders like these guys. Um, and signs to um, find information, uh, manufacture a manufacture an antifungal, and transfer it into water supply. Oh, nope. That. They. Take the cure to other locations to prevent yeah. So find information that human infection from one strain is localized to Aeon. Um, Crop blight variant. Built in frost conditions. Strain variant. Which is somewhat amusing because we're in basically a subtropical region. So, like, there is no frost condition. But there is such a thing as ice magic. So, they have to end up killing all the crops. But then again, most of them have most of the crops have died anyway, so they're basically gonna be able to take all of the infected stuff, all of the dead plant material, and ensure that it doesn't getting anything else infected by, like, tossing into cryo freeze. Or just burning it works too. It doesn't. Fire will cause it to evacuate its spores. Or lightning, for that matter, because that's more fun. um, or, well, not human asterisk, humanoid. Former scientists, guards, and former scientists and guards. Come to action. So they are going to be they're going to be fungus people. And automated defense. Not Department of Redundancy Department. Protecting the labs from intruders. Takes an extended science task to find information that, for instance, humanoid infection from one strain is localized to Japan. Crop blight strain. Fire or lightning will cause it to evacuate its spores. What other information do we need? Manufacture an antifungal or manufacture an antifungal supply, or discover that a cure will kill partially because their bodies are slowly being infected, essentially. So, druids. Of a myconiid strain that which periodically a lot of information for the outline. But this is also like this particular set of information, basically what they all found out through this short campaign kind of needs to be in the overview for any GM who's actually doing this. Has been threatened by the rain from Lost Vault. um, if this is the laboratory that the first laboratory that the party has investigated. activate the USL program in the laboratory testing. Right. If the party during Famine's presence, be the famine section of chapter 4. Horseman. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So we didn't actually start what we were planning on doing, but it's, I mean, it sort of does. Right? Because we need to talk about what's going to happen with various we need to talk about what's going to happen with various potential adventures that they go on at various times during the whole campaign, the whole rest of it. So, party can go to Aeon anytime they feel like it. Pretty much as soon as they get back from Skyside Stronghold, they're given free reign to do whatever. Boss will give them some sort of, like, essentially point-to-point communicator, which will use a, special method of communication that's not able to be broken by the data plague. Take chapter 11 stuff, copy that, and turn it over to 16. Through and just change all these. They may continue the main quest line by going to beginning or continuing I wouldn't say main quest line. Let's continue the Prophet's quest or Moon Purge, chapter 9, shooting the moon. Beginning or continuing exploration. The Beginning or continuing explorations of scientific mystery are growing in etc. Hunting down new locations, quests for advancing character stories. So, like, there's so much that they could do. Honestly, they need a group discussion. They need a heart-to-heart. They need to discuss whether or not they're going to tell each other's stories. It's also going to be an interesting thing. So at the end of Skyside Stronghold, when they touch the prophet's staff of forlorn hope, they are instantaneously and for like 1 or 2 seconds only to everybody else around them, um, essentially transported mentally back to a moment in their lives at which point they have lost all hope. And then they also see a flashback to the Chaos War, where there is a group of, there is one of the particular people, one of the particular heroes from the Chaos Wars that are then um, like linked somehow to their lives. And so I got varying degrees of interest in like developing this storyline. But for the most part, I stuck with like a phrase. Um, and let's see. Yeah, the Forlorn Hope one. Uh, Fix gets hurt while trying to refurbish him. The feeling of guilt is what connects Bixby to actually his own life back in the Chaos Wars, because Orions never die. So he was given some sort of information that he was Biggs B discreet back 500 years ago. Fix basically has like multiple moments where he just has this kind of like moment, and says "well shit" or "oh shit" or something like that, but always keeps getting like cut off, and then um, after he's fallen down the hole and um, regains sort of the senses from falling down a rather large hole, finally has time to finish his. And then it goes back 500 years and connects with Talisera Milliken, a gnomish tinkerer back during the Chaos Wars. Ends up getting conscripted into defusing a bomb, pulls off the panel to expose the timer, sees Yeah, 900000. Okay, cool. Puts down the panel, turns back, and it's 20, or no. Right? Because it's symmetric. Yeah. 500000 goes, huh? And then H0000 and goes, oh no, it's upside down. Uh, I had her reach into the bomb and reach for a switch because even terrorists know you need to have a kill switch on it so that you can at least stop the bomb just in case you accidentally activate it. Then uh, it basically comes up with a thing that says, like, um, contacting or fault detected, searching for verification, and she's like, okay, I'm out of here, and runs. And then everyone basically at this point, rather than doing this stuff, this would have been good, but basically I had her instead. um the issue is that, like, because the bomb ended up going off, she was then taken to royal court and, like, accused of disloyalty. And the shop had a brick put through the window and all this other stuff, so she's now really upset. I should have at least brought up that last one. The idle thought of whatever happened to cause the disappearance of the worlds most of the world's Orions. Because I had Bixby see and be a be a party of the actual disappearance of the Orions. Working on this one. Sandy, that was it. Yeah. Sand claws or something. I had her done almost a page so far, and its father basically says, like, her poetry is useless. She needs to have a skill like her brother, who is very least, like, trying to cook dinner. Um, her father is, like, constantly getting involved and trying to do things for them, and so it becomes a little bit more difficult. And it's not, it's overbearing father is the issue. At some point, she says something, and he gets pissed off and scratches, because they're cat people. Scratches up her notebook, and so, like, pieces go flying everywhere. He crumples some of it and throws it over his shoulder, which lands in the stew. While her brother is taking the ladle and going kerplunk and goes, yeah. He tries to scoop it out and save it, but naturally it's just all gunked up soup or whatever is causing the ink to run. Going to She is going to be there, upset, while her father says, "Is this what we've come to? Having artists, essentially." Also using, I did this before. I use Esperanto to be like language of Faustra, or the underground people. Just because it was a manufactured language, it's something that almost nobody ever speaks. So I was just like, I want that because it needs to be. Um, Here, I'm using. I decided to attempt to use a little bit of Ukrainian because, you know, this day and age, there are a lot of Ukrainian immigrants. Honor that and be like, okay, well, Kit's family is a family of immigrants who have come to the place. It's by no means good Ukrainian. I do not speak it, but trying to kind of honor the language in that sense. Um, right. So she's going to then um, right. She's gonna then basically like be essentially living on the street, forced to eat and scavenge. She's going to get like these half-charged batteries from the dumpsters, figure out how to become a batteriomancer, where you basically lick batteries and regain MP. Make little like clockwork machines, but nobody wants them. Children keep trying to pet her. There's all stuff like that. Approached by a Red Hand member with a job offer, and she sinks back into herself and remembers her father's words, and now she's saying them out loud to herself. Is this come to? Snap back 500 years. Sandy leaves the heroes behind. Rogue's skills aren't really being called for, and started essentially robbing people who have come out to take a piss in the alley, and realizes realizes after hitting a couple of people over the head, and comes out with a few gold coins, kind of like what I've come to. I used to be a hero. Cool. We ended up doing Dorton's at a private session that he and I and Almar were at. Um, we were just basically doing a board game night, and I was like, I mean, I could do scenes, and the guy who was playing Dorton's like, yeah, let's do it. So, and then we went through it, and then Al was like, hell no, you're not going to do this to me. I'm like, all right, well, maybe later. All right, ads are going to start. Everybody get up, stretch, grab a snack, whatever you need to do, and shall return. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, and we'll see you in a little. Right now. So, Waste. Arm correct. One for arm strength, really. So, just in case you didn't. That's probably. Oh. Check. Yep, okay. All right. All right. Reason being, those two are a little bit more on the trigger warning side. So the other ones are, you know, the other ones are fine. Did leave a bunch of information out, Og, because he's got the guy moved away, so yeah, no, no longer here. I find it a little less necessary to go through and actually. his particular things with this group. I did say that if he was interested, he could dial in at some point and try to figure out if we can finish off his story a little bit more interestingly, but he hasn't been. He just hasn't been around, which I completely understand, given that it's like 1 o'clock on a Sunday. Is, and they've been discussing moving to, or they are uh, moving to the event. So okay. So chapter elements. They need to have a group discussion on what the next steps are, where they're going to go, what kind of. Really? That again? Playlist just stops. Or it's longer than that. right, cool. Um, that's not it. Not that one. Oh, no, that is it. So, um, this is a bit of his. Uh, Go check out his stream. Go subscribe. Go buy his music. Okay. So with this, again, group discussion. So had to go all over the place. What are they gonna do? Gonna go to talk about more of the explorations that they need to do, the scientific mysteries that are growing to Tasmatra. That is mostly chapter 18, essentially. So, chapter 5. City exploration should have been the first place where they find it, right? They're going to go hang out and explore the city, and eventually they discover all these cool things that are going on, all the scientificness. Then in here, discuss like how that connects. So connecting threads to larger stories is going to be like its own thing, essentially. Um, New threads, not clothing. They can go do that anytime they want. Specifically, these threads are going to be the missions that Voss gives. So Voss is going to give them some offs. What do we call it? trailheads, I guess. One way to go. Um, Boss's intel work. Um, Character arcs. Uh, Have a couple of digestive biscuits. Last two in the package. Right? Got these down here. And moon perch and hunt down the prophet. Seemingly the source of the forces of chaos. Uh, and Over various or actually, right? So maybe ask boss about various bits of intel that from before. They have some information to guide them as to the next step. Take out. And about the city. Discover information concerning um, crop blight. We'll do more about that here and then link it to chapter 12. Crop blight. Aggression. Team. Link to team W for war. Let's team D for death. So. And Walk About the City, see Chapter 5, discover information concerning all these 4 odd things that are happening. See Chapters 12 and 13, 13 subchapters. Find reasons to explore other. And points of interest. I mean, this is going to be like a lot of different chapters. Practically anything. If the party does not yet have transport, boss may be able to help them. If the airplane is still operational and the party has a competent pilot, party make a TN13 social nope, communication. Communication, persuasion. You will review the flight logs if they flew plane. Giving them a day or so before receiving the airplane. If no one actually flew, but they have the piloting focus, make again intelligence, not dexterity. As one has piloting. In 19 communication. Verify their knowledge. Questions about struck the ground. Paired. Ready. Next. However long it's going to take the speed of the narrator. It will paired at the speed. In 1 week. If the airplane was left, yes, stronghold. Let's say that they parachuted out, something like that. Damage left behind at Skyside Stronghold. I also will not trust them with it. This is expensive. He doesn't need that kind of stuff. He's on life support. Already transport. Back onto be packed onto cargo runners. Scalesons, import export. $50. Up. You know what? They may be hired. Pack and unpack a cargo runner out of Scaleson. Note that this will be a one-way trip. They will be dropped off, and then who knows? They may also cover their own transport. Okay, then next. There is a fourth heading right there. Supposed to take either. Yeah, it's supposed to take that. This is wrong too. Save as default files. Then we go over a different one. We just say, can you use it? And Laura 14 black. That one. Okay. Yeah. Or no. Boo. Right. Good enough. Oops. Oh. Extra. Completely superfluous. Um. Right. So now parties can have a group discussion. Knowledge of other plot threads can be found in chapter 5. staff of Forlorn Hope. The 7. Share their visions with others. Their characters may pose checks to determine they are holding back. An insight roll in D. Yeah. Character options, not talents, not focuses. Ability focuses. Willpower self-discipline is the defense roll on that one. Perception, empathy. Or send to listen to their justification if they think their ability / focus. That's going to be the default. One aspect of this is we do not solicit a check. So the players can ask for it, but we're not gonna, GM should not be like, who wants to roll to see if they're lying? Like, not really what's going on. they could also roll. I mean, they'd have to see whether they think they're or whether they think they're holding something first. But then they could roll persuasion to tell them, hey, I think you want to do this, or somebody might use performance in order to disguise the fact that they're holding something back rather than willpower self-discipline. Practically any focus and any ability that can be justified should be used here as long as the person's being reasonable about it. They're not like, I'm going to use Arcana. Like, no. You don't have a reason to use Arcana in this particular situation. Okay, so that's here. And I want to stall ads 5 minutes. We're going to finish up this thought, and then we're going to send everybody over to one of our friends. Available and online and doing all that good stuff. All right. Say hi to that thought, but say hi to Stargoid. While we listen to this song. Okay, so anyone who touched the step, hope that. Then we also have and realistically, like players decide to anywhere for any reason. Get on your toes and have a spare campaign book or source of missions or parties So I often have just to hand. I usually have my Eberron book, which like we're not running the Eberron campaign, but you need a plot hook. Go grab something out of there. You want, go take the bestiary and be like, well, what can we do in the bestiary? Well, you could. Oh, you punk! You went offline. All right, let's go see Justice and the Gigglepuss gang. They're doing Conan Exiles. What is the best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their men. All right. So anyway, we're gonna go see the Gigglepuss gang. Um, like I said, anytime you could just grab like any sort of plot hook and throw it out there, it could end up becoming a really important part of the campaign. And so you just want to be able to stay on your toes and be like, how can I use this to further the current story? So see if there's a way to like somehow tie it in to some of the other ones. Maybe it'll link to the Four Horsemen, or maybe it'll link to another one which links to the Four Horsemen. Like, it could be that a particular species being driven out of their homes because of crop blight, and you find that connection. Okay. Good night, everybody. One Pez. This is Ensign Blake Spachenko. We'll see you next time. I'll be back tomorrow and maybe some other. Anyway, have a good night.